Today I'm going to share with you how I decorated this sketchbook cover. This is an Etchr sketchbook and the cover of it is cotton, like untreated canvas. And as you can see, it got very dirty from use. So the last thing I want to do with this sketchbook is decorate the cover as it's specifically designed for you to do so. So I'm starting by taping off the elastic so it doesn't get paint all over it. Now this sketchbook is portrait orientation and it lays flat. It's an A5 version, 5.7 by 8.35 inches, and it is very, very good paper. It's 100% cotton, it's vegan friendly, it's cold pressed paper, 230 GSM weight, pure white and acid free. It is a dream. It's a very, very good sketchbook, but probably a little too fancy and precious for a relative newbie like me. Now you can see I'm going to add some gesso. First I put some parchment page paper under the cover so that I don't get gesso on the pages, and it's also propped up on a block so that I could effectively get the spine. I'm trying to minimize the bends in the spine and be able to see both the front and back cover. So yeah, this sketchbook was just a little too fancy and precious for me. It is currently listed for $49 on Amazon, thanks to the tariffs. But even when I paid $29 for it back in 2023, it was a bit excessive, and I definitely would not pay that for a sketchbook now. So here you can see me adding in the just plain old white gesso, and I immediately feel better about the cover when it's gessoed, so it's less grungy and gross looking. Once it's all done and it is dry, I'm going to start adding some color to the pages. Now, I don't want the color to bleed from the moisture on my hands once it's painted, so I'm not using watercolor. Although I feel like that would be the easiest way to decorate this cover, especially if you don't treat the cotton with gesso first. So I'm using my Inktense blocks. If I did this again, and when I do, I have a hot pressed sketcher book. When I do that Etchr book, I'm going to try watercolor and then cold wax over it to seal it. So I'll let you know how that goes. But for this, I'm choosing to use ink because it works like watercolor, and then once it's dry, it will not react or move with people's hand oils. So I pulled out the Derwent Inktense blocks and also the pencils, and here I'm choosing which colors I'm going to use for the cover. I picked the three that I think match my reference photo the best. I'm also going to use this cool pink pearlescent ink because I love the shininess of it, and the reference photo is about water, so it'll give it a nice shimmery feel. So here you see me activating my Inktense blocks with water. I'm just wetting some of the pigment and pulling it off, much like you would with a watercolor block. It really functions exactly the same way as watercolor does. It's just once it dries, you can't reactivate it, which is the magical property that I am looking for when it comes to decorating the sketchbook cover. So I choose the three colors that I like, and I'm trying to mix enough of each color to use without having to go back in. So you see me do all three pigments here. So then I wet the color and I add in the first layer of color to the cover. And it's not bad. It doesn't have the coverage that I thought it was going to, but it really is the first layer. And then I dripped a bunch of the pearlescent ink everywhere to give the whole thing a little bit of shine and richness. And I really like this strategy where I dripped the ink down in this line here to give a straight horizon line on both the front and back cover. So that gives this whole sense that the cover is even. So here I go back in and add in a little bit more pigment. It wasn't as vivid as I wanted it to be, so I'm just bumping up and boosting up the color a little bit more. Now, after the cover dried, it wasn't as vibrant as I was looking for, so I went right in with the Inktense blocks themselves and used those to deposit some dry pigment on the cover. Look how vibrant it becomes when I start to activate it. So that's a lesson about Inktense. The first application was basically a watered down wash, and this one is depositing lots of dry pigment on the surface and then activating it for a bright, vivid look. Everything I got in this video, I got from Sketches and Scrubs YouTube channel. She has a video where she tested all sorts of different things on her Etchr sketchbook. And as a result, I didn't have to test to see if this would work. I knew exactly, based on her strategies, which things I was going to use when I did mine. So I knew I was going to gesso it, I knew I was going to use ink, and I knew that I was going to seal it at the end with a spray seal. So thank you so much to Sketches and Scrubs, and her original video is linked in my comments because she saved me just a lot of time and effort and energy. And the last thing I wanted to do after having such an expensive sketchbook is to ruin it in the cover stage. And I really, really like the way this cover turned out. When that dried, I went in again with Inktense pencils to draw in the flamingos in silhouettes. And right here, when I activate them with water, it is like magic to watch. So fun. I am super happy with how this cover turned out. It still looks great after a few months. I wrote the date on the side here in the bind in the spine, and I have noticed that they're starting to get some lines in the spine from opening the book. But if this is the last thing you do with your sketchbook before you put it on the shelf and you're not going to open it up a lot of times, I think this is a really great way to decorate the cover and get rid of all those ugly fingerprints and dirt from using your sketchbook, especially one as traveled as this one was. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to see a tour of the inside of this sketchbook, I have posted that on my channel as well. You can visit it right here.